Good morning. Look at him hiding back there. That's funny. I didn't plan that at all, but that is pretty funny. Solo today. It has been raining, you can tell. It's pretty cold. It's a little nipply out here. I honestly don't know what the weather is, to be completely honest. It's kind of chilly. Woke up, put the heater on in the camper, and Danielle left yesterday. She has work this morning, and so she's there doing that. And I just want to say that everything is good on our ends, and I'll just leave it at that right now. I'm going to personally try to handle fencing and all of that stuff today while she's gone. Luckily, the other day we did a lot of the heavy work, I guess, of clear land and doing all that. And then we went and picked up our sawmill, which I am very excited to have back. As you guys saw, we will have to put some work into it. Unfortunately, it's just what happens. And dogs are excited to come out. Hey, you want me to let y'all out? You want me to let you out? They're like, what? I'll let them out again if they get riled up. I just try to do this before they jump and everything. You guys know that. But we're going to be working on the sawmill, getting it going. You guys have just forever asked us to do sawmill videos, but it just hasn't been here. And now that we got it back, we'll do repairs on it. I don't know what it's going to cost, but that's fine. It's just the price you pay. And I, again, don't know what the weather's going to be like. I haven't looked it up for this week, but fingers crossed that the sun will actually stay out and we can get the fencing done, which I don't know if you guys could truly tell in the video. I know it's very, it's unclear unless you've been here, how our property is actually laid out, the size of it, where we're at. It will almost be halfway. The creek is almost halfway in our property, and the fence is almost to the creek. It's actually to the creek on this side of the property, but over there it's not. Over there, the creek kind of cuts back more, and then it actually has like huge rocks. That's where the waterfall was the other day when it was raining. We filmed that. I think it was on the Crocker Life. And knowing that we're going to have half our property fenced in, it's going to be awesome. It's going to be so good. We can put up our electric fence that we have and run it about, I don't know, a little bit past the house slab that way, run it over to the barn, and then we can let all the animals out in that area as well. They used to be down there in that one spot, but they'll be able to roam all that, go all the way, pretty much half our property minus up here where we're at. And that's been something Danielle and I've wanted to do for a long time, a really long time. And every day we try to do some obstacles come up, whether it's rain, whether it's building something we need to build real quick, dealing with these dogs, building materials not being available, whatever the case may be, whatever it may be. And as we're doing the fence in the back, all I can remember is Danielle and I having a conversation before we bought this property of, what do we name the property? It's just a funny thing that we like to do. We really don't think this is a ranch. Me personally, I feel like our ranch is a lot bigger. I feel like there's a lot more animals. I feel, whatever. I know what a real ranch is. I grew up in South Texas. We have family property, and I grew up very close to the King Ranch. If no one knows what King Ranch is, it's not just a truck, a type of truck. A lot of people think that. Look it up, Google it. And we named our other place Shoot Dang Ranch. Just SDR. We did it to be funny because we had a character named Dell, and we said Shoot Dang, and then we just decided to name it SDR, Shoot Dang Ranch, to be funny. And Danielle and I were like, man, we really like the logo to SDR. It's very simple, very easy, very noticeable. But we don't want to call this the same place. Like, this needs to be a new start. How do we utilize SDR to represent us in the absolute best way? We were throwing out names and names and names, and then it just popped up, Someday Ranch. And I was like, that's insanely funny, because the running joke is we never finished anything around here. We never finished a project we've worked on. We never, whatever. We start something, we go to another project, Things get done, just not in that same manner, the time frame that a lot of people would like, or a lot of people think if it's not their timeline that it's not correct, it's not good. Other people aren't as good as them. I don't know. I don't understand the narrative why people get upset what we do on our property and how long it takes when we do it. But the fact of the matter is, Danielle and I are very much aware of how we work, how our brains work, that we're normal people. If you look through comments over the lifetime of the channel, everyone says, don't let anyone get you down. We've been working on our property for the last 20 years, and it's never done. It's never done. These people that comment this don't know, or they bought a property already established. They don't know what it takes to build up something from scratch. And we decided at that point, Someday Ranch is the best possible name we can name this place, because someday we will have our dream property. Someday we might finish that project. Someday we might start a new project. Someday we might have problems going on where we have to try to fence in our dogs. Some days we might have a problem where we have to do more fencing for our animals. Some days we might be dealing with personal things. Some days Danielle might be working. Some days financially we can't pay for everything at once. We luckily do everything out of pocket. We don't take out loans or nothing. The only thing here we have loan on is the tractor and the camper, and that's it. Everything else we've done straight cash as we go. And the whole point of Someday Ranch and our YouTube channel is to show you guys we're normal people like you guys. The good, the bad, and the ugly. And everybody goes through it. But someday, if you keep trying hard, and someday, if you want something bad enough, you'll make it happen. Someday, you'll get where you want to be, and you'll live your dream. It doesn't matter if you don't know what you're doing. It doesn't matter if someone else can do it better. It doesn't matter that you maybe did it in an unconventional way. It doesn't matter if you did it in a different order as some people. It doesn't matter if you had to start from scratch and couldn't pay everybody to do it. That's crazy to have people in this world that will talk down to people for trying their hardest. And I've seen this over the years in my personal life, in comments, on YouTube, in videos, every which way you can think. And I have so much respect for people that are out there trying their hardest, even when they know, I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm still gonna try. I don't know if I can achieve this, but I'm still gonna try. I don't know if I can afford this, but I'm still gonna try. And to have people out there tearing those people down because they think they're better than them, they think they're doing it wrong, it's crazy to me. So the whole story, the whole mission of our channel is, 1, maybe make you laugh. 2, hopefully it's some type of entertainment. 3, maybe learn something, whether it's the right way or the wrong way to do it. And 4, to try to just inspire people and help motivate people, because there's a lot of people out there that will bash you for living a dream. They will bash you because you don't do things the way they would like you to do it. They'll bash you because they think they're better than you because they can pay someone to do it and get it done quicker. Whatever the case may be, we've seen it all. But the thing is, at the end of the day, someday we'll have a property here that's done, paid off, no debt, no nothing. We did it with our hands. The calluses we see every day. I just did a 1-year time-lapse video. And I got to sit back and watch an entire year that this isn't our first rodeo. We didn't come into this fresh and full of energy. We came into this with a lot. And I got to watch us dig through the trenches, dig through the hate, literally plow through something that wasn't this. We had to physically mold our property into exactly what we wanted. And we hired out some mulching and a concrete slab, and everything else we have done. And thank God we have amazing friends who will go out of their way to come and help us. Thank God we have people like that will drop what they have with no intentions of getting anything back other than our friendship. Thank God we have people like that in our life that care about us enough to help our dream become reality. And thank God we have people like that in our lives that we're able to help back. You guys know Paragon Ridge Ranch has been here and helped many, many times. When we struggled trying to get that concrete pad, we're like, oh crap, the concrete crew people showed up before. Our tractor won't do this. Hey, Paragon, I hate to ask. They had already offered in the past, but I said they were actually going to come out and do it, but the timeline was off. They showed up early. Hate doing this. You didn't come out. On our way. On our way. Their tire blew out and had problems with the trailer. Afterwards, they were going to have to go pick up their son from school. And we needed more dirt. We needed more time. And we got dirt delivered, and they stayed, and they got it done for us. They've helped us clear land. They've helped us in our pond. They've helped us with all of it, doing dirt work, fencing, all of it. And the only thing they have ever asked in return is just always be our friends. Just always be honest with us. Just always be loyal to us. Just be our friends. And that's all we want. And you guys know we've gone to Paragon. We've gone out there and we've helped them. We've hung out. We've done all sorts of things. Right now, we get to hang out with them. They just put a video out of they're turning a 40-foot shipping container into the ultimate chicken coop. And Chrissy threw out the idea one day. And I was like, that's genius. Where did you see that? What made you think of that? Who did you see online that did that? And we looked it up, and we can't find not one piece of anything out there that is like what they're doing. And Chrissy said this would be our dream chicken coop. Knowing how bad we want to help people with their dreams and everything, we threw ideas back and forth. We drew out stuff. We just planned on it. What we think would work, what we think wouldn't, even color schemes and types of wood, how many different things there would be, how we can do this. We spent all this time. And nothing makes me more excited in life than watching someone live out a dream. But to be able to be a part of that And to be able to have our friends to be a part of our dream here, we'll remember that the rest of our lives. And someday, we're going to have a house. And we raise these animals to butcher, and we told you guys that. Some of them are just pets, but we want to raise our own meat. And the day that we can invite our friends over that have had our backs this whole time and have been nothing but amazing people, and they've helped us with our dream, we'll get to sit down and have a meal in our house that they helped us create. Animals we get from them, we're going to be able to eat. Even though Christy would prefer we don't eat them. We're going to be able to literally reap what we sow. We're going to be able to literally get something out of what we worked hard for and went after. No matter what anyone said, no matter what anyone did, no matter what came up, we're going to push through, and someday, on Someday Ranch, we're going to have everything, and we're going to look back and be like, remember when we started this? Remember how many people told us we couldn't do this? Remember how many people said this or that? We'll sit and laugh, we'll cheers a drink, and we'll eat our food, and we'll hang out as awesome friends. I couldn't tell you how many times we've been to Paragon Ridge Ranch, and they cook meals for us. We hang out and have laughs. We make memories. We do stuff with them that we will remember forever. And these are lifelong friends. I've known Paragon now for longer than I've known Danielle. So I would say coming up on almost 5 years. 4.5, 5 years. And they're some of the best people you ever meet. My buddy Brandon, SV Thunder Road. I've known him since Little League Baseball. And watching him live his dream, creating literally from junkyard boats that people were letting rot away, and take them and redo them and spend hours and hours and hours and have a dream. And he's texting me and I'm texting him, and we're pumped, and he's pumped about stuff here and I'm pumped about that, and he's come here and I've gone there. To be able to watch my friend that I've had more than half my life at this point live out another dream. I've seen him live out so many dreams, and that's why he's one of my friends. And he's been there through everything. To be able to see that, and as he's working, he knows someday this boat will be done. And now guess what? He had another boat. This is his third boat he's already working on. He's done different projects. He didn't know how to work on engines. He didn't know how to do... He knew a little bit, but he never redid old four-wheelers and dirt bikes and motorcycles and all that. And he told me, he's like, dude, this is exciting. This is fun. And we were able to invest in his dream. And we bought that four-wheeler and paid for the parts and did that. And he paid for some parts. And he did all the labor. He did all of it. And that's something that we wanted. Our dream here, to some people it's stupid, but to us it's our dream. Yes, we're older, but we're all still kids at heart if we want to be. And what we love to do is ride around and have fun. Heck, we just had Tom and Rhonda up here with their four-wheelers riding around, having fun. Being able to ride around on our property and have four-wheelers and dirt bikes for our nieces and nephews and our friends and anybody that comes here, from little bitty four-wheelers and dirt bikes to big ones, to have that as a dream of ours. And my buddy Brandon helped us do that. Tom and Rhonda, I've known them now for, I don't even know how long. It's been a long time. To still have them in our life, to still have people that we love, when I first met them, I bought property and I wanted to put a tiny house on it. I wanted to get out of a rent house that Jared and I were renting for 4 or 5 years. We always rented apartments before that. And I was like, how do you live the dream? How do you live the dream that I want to live? I watched YouTubers and I wanted that. I wanted a homestead. I wanted a ranch. I wanted to build my own house. I wanted to do that. I had no knowledge of any of it. And as I pull up to this property to look at it for the first time, and there's nothing on it. It's all grass, and I think 1 or 2 tiny little trees. And I'm like, oh my gosh. To start from nothing? 0? No power on it, no water on it. Can I do this? And right next door was some complete strangers to us that I didn't know who they were. And they had a little house there, and ended up talking to them, and they said they took this cabin, and it was a shell, and it was built there on site, and they finished out the whole inside themselves. They did everything on that property themselves. And they were a little bit older than us, and they were nurses. Never thought I would marry a nurse. And they've been super busy with their life. And their dream was to sell their house that they had. They were very comfortable, had a nice big house and everything. And they wanted to sell that and someday have a property of their own that they built up, that they can call their own and have pride in it. And I saw that and it inspired me more than anything. And that's what I did, and I was on that mission. Who would have thought years later I would have married a nurse? Who would have thought years later we would be building up from nothing? And who thought years later we could have a YouTube channel that we could inspire people, like people that used to inspire me to start this? I thought if they can do it, I could do it. They're showing the ways of this. I was very unaware of all the struggles because I never saw that in anyone's videos back then. Who would have thought that years later that we can be sitting here on Someday Ranch showing people that if you want something bad enough, you can make it happen. And someday you can live your dream. People will try to tear you down and downplay you and look down on you. They'll say hurtful things. Because people think that you should do everything that they do. But the thing is, we all live different lives. We all may be in the same storm, but we're not all in the same boat. People on their yachts are looking down at people in a raft with a hole in it. But that's all they got. And just because you have more than someone doesn't make you better. Just because you may know something more than someone else doesn't make them better. To treat people that are different than you and have a different way of thinking and may do things differently. May not do things the way you would do it. May not have the money that you have. May not have an established place already. May not have the big yacht. Me personally, I'm happy for everyone that gets what they want. But in the end, I have more respect for the people that start from nothing and take that raft with the hole in it and is willing to sit there with their finger on the hole and putting water out of it and staying afloat, and at the end they make it to shore. That's who I respect. That's who I would rather surround myself with. To surround yourself with people that look down on people, it's not good. If I've learned anything in life, stay true to yourself. The truth will always come out. And if you've done nothing wrong, you have nothing to worry about. And I'll end this with this. Danielle and I can and will always walk with our heads held high. We know our truth. We know our intentions. Luckily, everything we do, we have done it correctly. We have proof of doing everything correctly. And we know at the end of the day, the truth will always come out. I don't care if today I'm in that little raft with the hole in it. I will work my way to that shore, and I'm going to be a happy man. Because here on Someday Ranch, we don't give up. We don't let people belittle us. We don't let anybody hold us back from our dream. And let's just say it takes 2 more years to build a house and finish the fencing. How many people do you know in this world, in this economy, that could buy a property, don't owe anything on it, build a house, do it with cash and don't have a loan, can do it all, almost all by themselves, and do that in a couple of years? Don't worry, I'll wait. Thank you to everybody who has just been amazing. Even everyone out there that has tried to destroy us. It's nothing but fuel to our engines that keep us pumping. And when you have someone like Danielle in your life, and luckily I get to call her my wife, that is home. I'm rich beyond means. Luckily, I have money. Luckily, we have worked hard for our stuff. Luckily, we have sacrificed for the things that we wanted because we knew someday it was all going to pay off. But at the end, people can take everything away. It could all go away tomorrow. And as long as I have Danielle, I'm the happiest person in the world. As long as I have my friends, I'm the happiest person in the world. As long as I have my family, and that includes Danielle's side. We're married, and they are my family as well. As long as I have them, I'm good. And all of you that have supported and loved us and given us nothing but unconditional love, that's all I need. I don't care what anyone says. This is Someday Ranch, and we're proud of who we are. And we will always have our heads held high. And it makes me so proud that Danielle is at work right now walking around with her head held high. No matter what is said, I'm going to leave it at that.